standard, quality and hygiene. Outlined some of the objectives. Among them is to prevent or reduce infections that may arise from poor healthcare waste management. He, however, highlighted some of the challenges faced with waste management, including the lack of functional incinerators at all public institutions, which comprises the proper treatment of healthcare waste. Recommendations the consultant came out with were:
the following recommendations can be made. It is recommended that the following legal instruments be developed: healthcare waste management policy, healthcare waste management technical guidelines, standard operating procedures, and then healthcare waste management be institutionalized.
Mr. Njai acknowledged that municipalities are on it but need support and encouragement. Reporting for Grts News, I am Fatou Janimbai. The Gambia Ports Authority informs the general public that ferry Kanilai will be withdrawn from service on Tuesday, 28 January 2014 at 1600 hours for preventive maintenance works. A media release from the GPA says normal ferry service will be restored on Thursday, 38 January 2014. 10 now to take our first break. We'll be right back.
Super Savers. The lowest international call rates ever.
Yes, you heard it. Comium offers you the lowest international tariff ever.
Lower than anywhere else. Comium Super Savers.
For the first time, you can also use your bonus credit to make international calls.
Only from Comium.
Now is the time to call family and friends all over the world at rates you can definitely afford. Comium brings you the lowest international call rates ever.
Name your country and we got the lowest rates to that destination.
One of the many reasons we say your credit lasts longer with Comium.
Comium. We are better together.
Over now to news outside the Gambia. Egyptians are marking the 3rd anniversary of the Arab Spring Revolution that led to the fall of former President Hosni Mubarak. The anniversary comes at a time the country is experiencing a wave of clashes between security forces and Islamist supporters. And the former senior minister of the disbanded Salika government has been lynched by a mob in the capital of the Central African Republic. We have details in this report.
Young Egyptian Islamists wanted to hold a demonstration to celebrate the 3rd anniversary of the 2011 revolt that led to the fall of Hosni Mubarak. But the center of the capital, Cairo, was totally blocked off by security forces who fired tear gas and shot into the air to disperse the crowds. Dozens of people were arrested. The body of Joseph Kalite, a former minister close to former Seleka rebels, was placed inside the Ali Babolo Mosque in the Central African Republic. He was killed by young people wielding a machete in the center of the capital. They only killed him because he was a high-ranking member of the Muslim community. Despite appeals by the new president, violence is spreading throughout every part of the capital, and international intervention forces are overwhelmed. Acts of vengeance against the Muslim community, which has been accused of backing the rebels, is widespread, as are reprisals by former Seleka rebels who are going on rampages in Christian neighborhoods. Gabon's President Ali Bongo Ondimba named a new prime minister on Friday. Daniel Ona Ondo was named to the post following municipal and regional elections, which were won by the party in power. Ondo had been serving as first Deputy Speaker of Parliament. He's a former minister and economist. Ondo said he would form a new government by the end of the week.
Well, authorities in Brazil have stepped up their fight against illegal logging with the institution of a special unit tasked with helping protect the country's vast forest cover. Statistics show a rise in the number of trees being felled in the Amazon area. We have details in this report.
Amazon rainforest is a treasure for the planet, a treasure Brazilian authorities are having a hard time protecting. After a decade-long pause, illegal logging has resumed. In 1 year, cleared areas increased by 30%. Environmental police recently launched a crackdown on illegal sawmills. In this lumberyard, there are no ID tags, which are a requirement. The owner says he doesn't have the documents with him.
It's false. They know they have to keep all documentation here for inspections. This is required by environmental legislation. Why would they bring them documents to Belém when they need them here?
There are hundreds of sawmills like this around the rainforest. The authorities shut them down regularly, confiscating the lumber. Sawmill owners say they have no choice. This man says he is aware that he doesn't have his papers in order.
I know my papers are all wrong, and I'm here to face it. My friend, I don't have any reason to run. I work because I need to. I've never stolen or killed.
It's difficult to convince the local communities that the forest needs protection. For many people here, logging is simply a way to make a living.
There came a time when our people lost their sense a bit and started to cut down trees illegally. But later we spoke with them and said we didn't think we should do that. It's because we're not getting any help. We got very little help.
Armed with shotguns, agents from the Brazilian Institute for the Environment continue patrolling the area. In 1 year, the Brazilian government collected $800 million in fines.
We now take our second break.
Thinking of a property partner? Think Universal Properties. Universal Properties is the leading real estate developing agent in the Gambia. Universal Properties prides itself with experience in the property business. Our properties are well located in areas such as Brufut, Sukuta, Lamin Kerawan and Tanji, close to the Camel Safari and opposite the river. The properties have all access to good road networks, electricity supply and water. Our payment terms are flexible and prices affordable.
This is Universal Properties. We urge all Gambians to come on board. We are reliable, reasonable and cheap because we want to make home affordable to every Gambian.
Visit Universal Properties today on FIB building along the Keraba Avenue. Universal Properties, the most experienced real estate company in the Gambia.
Welcome back, and over now to sports news. There is a refreshing air of optimism sweeping around the Gulf Coast in Fajara. Not many guesses as to the reason for this positive feeling, because the impasse that led to a complete halt in the activities on the Gulf Coast has now been resolved. Babukar Senghor went to the Gulf Coast in Fajara, where he met a familiar face on the vast coast.
The air is refreshingly cozy here. A mixture of the pleasant scenery of the Fajara coast and the good news of a return to action on the Gulf Coast. It's time to tee off again, and many are enjoying the moment when off-field issues are no more dominating headlines. 2013 has not been that all rosy for golf in the Gambia, for what seems a seemingly unending bickering between the GGA and the Fajara Golf Club brought activities on the country's main golf course to a halt. The impasse was a massive blow to both parties. Fajara Club lost the needed revenue, and the GGA membership stayed away without games for months. The standoff was resolved in time, and the club started swinging again, and smiles reappear, and revenue continues to flow. The golf course has its life back, much to the delight of players.
Well, for me personally, it's good to be back, and back on the course, back home. And it hasn't changed much, but it's still what it was before. It's still a tough little course that I left here.
The GGA president is reveling in the new fun mood on the course.
Well, like they say, there's no place like home. And even though the course, well, is the way it is, but you can still enjoy it. And I enjoyed myself today. And we're looking to see how best we can improve it. In addition to another golf course, obviously. And we have the Golf Academy as well. We have 1 or 2 foreign missions who are interested in helping, particularly with the Golf Academy.
Sporting a new set of custom-made clubs, the GGA president found out on the course, learning to acquaint himself with his new clubs. I
was fortunate enough in Taiwan to practiced before a computer, a simulator.
Wow.
And it's from the simulator that the club length was determined, the grip size.